Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl. In this problem, we're going to determine whether the vector field 3y minus x squared I plus 3x plus yj is conservative. And if it is, we're going to be looking for the potential function. So we're going to begin by looking at these components. I'm going to call this first one m and the second one n. And I notice that they have continuous first partials. So that means that if I can show that the partial of m with respect to y is equal to the partial of n with respect to x, then I know my vector field is conservative. Well, let's take a look at this partial of m with respect to y first of all. So if I'm taking the partial with respect to y, x is treated as a constant. So that partial is 3. Over here, I'm taking the partial of n with respect to x. This time y is treated as a constant, and its partial is 3. Those are equal to each other, so it's conservative. All right, so now that I know it's conservative, I want to find the potential function f. Now, what is that potential? Well, I know that my vector function f needs to be the gradient of my potential. Well, the gradient of the potential, if you remember, is the partial of f with respect to x times my vector I plus the partial with respect to y times my vector j. And in this problem, this partial with respect to x is going to be 3y minus x squared. And the partial with respect to y needs to be my 3x plus y. Okay. So this piece is the partial with respect to x, and this piece is the partial with respect to y. What I'd like to do is to create that function f. So I'm going to begin by saying that f of xy is going to be the integral of the partial, the first partial with respect to x, dx. Okay, so that means that I'm going to have the integral of 3y minus x squared dx, okay, which is going to equal 3xy minus x cubed all over 3 plus some function of g, or excuse me, some function of y. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and look at my partial with respect to y. So I know that my partial with respect to y is going to be equal to 3x plus y. But I can also get the partial with respect to y by taking the derivative of this with respect to y. So that tells me that 3x plus y has to equal, if I'm treating x as a constant, that will be a 3x minus 0 plus the derivative of g. Okay? And notice, looking at this equation, I have a 3x on both sides, so that will go away. And I have that y is going to equal g prime of y. So that means that g of y is going to equal the integral of y dy, which is y squared divided by 2 plus some constant. Okay, so what do I know? Well, I know that my function f of xy is equal to 3xy minus x cubed all over 3 plus g of y. And now I know what g of y is. It's y squared divided by 2 plus some constant. And that's my potential function. I hope that was helpful. Thanks.